everyone, and welcome back to Midnight Theories. And if you're new here, welcome to Midnight Theories. I'm back to recap and review episode 5 of Island Season 2. This might be my last recap until the season wraps up, depending on how many episodes are left and if you guys want me to keep on going. We've got a lot to cover in this week's episode, so let's dive in and unpack all the drama and eliminations. Following Island's fun performance last week, the ground team is ready to shake things up with Sarang, Yuna, and Yui performing a mix of Mic Drop by BTS and Sugarcoat by Natty. I was super excited for this stage since it was teased, and I wasn't disappointed. The trio pulled off a beastly performance of Mic Drop. Each member looked cool, strong, and fierce as they popped and strutted their stuff on stage. You can visibly see the improvement in Yuna's dance moves. She does look confident, but at times, it seems like she's counting the moves in her head, making some of her actions feel less organic. And then there's Yui, who absolutely tore up the stage with her dance moves and stage presence. Her entire performance felt natural. She was definitely in her element, proving she's not just a good rapper, but an amazing dancer to watch out for. And then there was Sarang. She was giving me everything. She delivered a tough performance of Mic Drop, but she truly shined during the second half with Natty Sugarcoat. She embodied the choreography and her facial expressions were on point. I really liked the switch up between the songs because it allowed the girls to showcase different sides of themselves. Mic Drop brought the attitude and hard-hitting moves, while Sugarcoat brought a chic and refreshing atmosphere. The group looked like a cohesive unit and interpreted their choreography the best. Now, it's time for the results. Would the Grounders create a winning streak, or would Island take home the win? Both groups put on a fierce battle, but ultimately, it was the ground team that stole the win with the score of 89, while the Island team scored an 83. This means 3 more people must move down to ground, making it a total of 6 people leaving the cushy lifestyle of Island. Performance director Lee Jung shared that she chose the ground team because of how much they made the choreography their own. I'm so surprised, but the ground team is really killing it this episode. I think Yuju said it the best. Now it's time for the most anticipated performance of the night, the creative teams. The creative teams taking on their own interpretation of Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. These teams will be judged not only on their choreography, but also the creativity and ability to construct an entire performance. The first to step up is the Island team, made up of Mai, Sebi, Lingling, Nana, Kang Ji-won, Yen, and Seoul. I was really interested to see how Island would take on the song, since they were dubbed the quote leftover group because the members had nowhere else to go. You see, the Islanders had strategically placed some of their stronger members in the vocal and dance units to secure wins in those categories. So initially, the members of the creative unit weren't very disciplined, thinking the first 2 wins were in the bag. But as the competition heated up and the Grounders were starting to win, the pressure was definitely on. Prior to the stage, none of the members had experience in creating a choreography, which already put them at a disadvantage. Mai, the leader of this unit, rallied up the members and told them that they didn't have to have the best choreography, they just had to win with something simple yet meaningful. So with those words in mind, Mai was inspired to come up with some unexpected choreography. So, in order to help guide them in the process, they used their personal journeys to show a story through their moves. The girls really prepared a lot for the stage, and when the big day arrived, what they delivered was jaw-dropping. The intro set the standard and mood for the entire performance, and these girls hit every mark. They started off uniquely with Sebi stepping off stage and beginning from the meta ball. The image of Sebi walking the runway, turning around while all the members behind her extend their arms to form like this giant circle was powerful. I can't even tell you how many times I replayed that scene. The choreography was bold, chic, and in your face, perfectly illustrating the story and the lyrics. Each member had their moment to shine, which was refreshing to see, especially for the members like Lingling, Nana, Mai, and Kang Ji-won, who have been less highlighted before. Sebi's entrance was cool, and Seoul's center moment was adorable, showing off her impactful facial expressions. Yen's facial expressions have improved significantly, although her dancing still needs some work because it looks really stiff. Despite this, she has shown overall progress since her first stage. Ling Ling, a fan favorite from the start, finally showcased why she deserves that status. Her 5 seconds in the spotlight felt like a solo performance with her acting and striking precision. Nana, while the center for a brief moment, didn't evoke much emotion compared to her teammates. Kang Ji-won, on the other hand, redeemed herself from the last time, making her presence known and letting loose on stage. And then we have Mai serving face. This girl has one of the strongest face cards on the show and uses it to her best advantage by showcasing a variety of facial expressions. She pulls you in with her stage presence and dance moves, ensuring your eyes stayed glued to her. I feel like people have been sleeping on Mai for a while, so I'm happy to see she's finally getting a bigger role to showcase her potential, especially after being stuck with such short roles. Sebi had a major role in this performance. In the last round, I mentioned that Sebi's performance in Panorama just solidified her position within the debuting group, and I still think she has a great chance of making it in. I think her teammates saw her star power in the last round, which is why they picked her to start off the performance, and it was a really good choice. Sebi also looked natural on stage and confident, and I really loved how she pulled off that microphone move. It reminded me of when Somi did that back in Produce 101. Sebi is proving to be a tough competitor in this game, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for her. The group's chemistry and synergy was next level. They moved as one cohesive unit, each holding down their own parts beautifully. I'm so proud that they were able to pull this off. The last unit to hit the stage tonight is the Grounder team, featuring Gyuri, Sujung, Chaeyeon, Yuju, and Jimin. Following the Islanders' stellar performance seemed like a tall order, but if anyone could rival them, it was Sujung. And luckily for the Grounders, she was on their team. Sujung is one of the most experienced dancers in this competition, having competed in Street Dance Girls Fighter 2. This not only gave her an edge in skills, but knowledge, but I feel like this would also be a double-edged sword, with the mentors having higher expectations of her. Another advantage for the Grounder team was that most of the members had been in Island at least once. So of course I was eagerly anticipating this performance, especially with Sujung hyping it up so much. She was really confident in her interview, so why shouldn't I be? Similar to the Island team, Sujung used the lyrics to create a story for their choreography, starting with an intro that was designed to blow your mind, and it really did. The performance began with the group forming a motorcycle, with Yuju sitting on top. You guys, she had me gagged from the get-go. Yuju's hair blowing in the wind and her realistic acting of actually riding a motorcycle was totally mesmerizing, and her energy was so consistent to the very end. The performance was visually stunning, playing with levels and formations. Sujung's choreography really made the most of each member, incorporating their strengths like Chan's ballet experience. From the motorcycle to the human umbrella and mirror choreography, the storytelling was clear and captivating. I know this is going to sound a little embarrassing, but at one point, I half expected actual rain to fall from the ceiling, enhancing the scene even more. Jimin is an all-rounder, I don't have to tell you that. She's an awesome dancer, a good singer, and knows how to work the stage. I would have loved to see her more in the center, but overall I think she did a great job. Chaeyeon is often seen as one of the weaker contestants because she hasn't had one of the longest training. However, she showed a new, stronger side of herself. She kept up with her teammates, and she really shined in her solo moments. Gyuri's another favorite of mine, but sadly, she fell into the background this time. She wasn't bad, but the other members just drew more attention. She's a solid performer, but I only worry she might blend in when grouped with more experienced members. Then, we have Sujung. I think she created such a captivating and impactful choreography, which earns her major brownie points. But like Gyuri, she fell into the background. I think she was way too focused on leading the other members and creating the choreography that she kind of forgot to focus on herself. So overall, the stage was visually pleasing and most importantly, creative. There were so many parts I kept rewinding and I found myself smiling ear to ear throughout the entire performance. I really didn't want this performance to end. But after 2 impressive performances, it was finally time to announce the winner. With the score of 84, the Islanders took first place, while the Grounders lost with a score of 83, a 1-point difference. Both units were neck and neck, showing outstanding talent. But I was a little disappointed that the Grounders didn't win. Unfortunately, I think the mentors just had a higher expectation for Sujung. As a result of Island losing 2 rounds, 6 members with the lowest personal scores will be moved to ground, putting them at risk for elimination. The demoted members are Ji-won, Nana, Kang Ji-won, Sol, Yen, and Juwon. It was tough to watch half of the creative unit get demoted to ground right after their victory. I can only imagine how disheartening this must have been. But while the Islanders were saying their goodbyes, it was time to find out who gets to escape ground. Based on the producers' evaluations, Sarang, Yui, Jimin, Yuju, Jiwon, and Sujung successfully upgraded to Island. This leaves Yuna, Cheon, Minseo, Gyuri, Nana, Yen, Kang Jiwon, Sol, Jiwon, and Juwon up for elimination. In the end, Kang Jiwon, who scored a 69, and Nana, who scored a 72, were eliminated. This leaves 12 survivors in Island and 8 in ground. At the end of the episode, it was announced that in Part 2, only 12 out of the 20 contestants can move on. This means that all the fans' votes from the past week will finally play a role in who stays or goes. At the end of the episode, it's announced that in Part 2, only 12 out of the 20 contestants can move on. This means that all the fan votes from the past week will finally play a role in who stays or goes. The members are also assigned a new task. Next week, the contestants will participate in a special mission where they will get to help write the lyrics for a new song. And the winner of the challenge will earn writing credits. I was really excited about this challenge because we rarely get to see something like this in competition shows. Because they usually focus on the core skills like vocals, dance, and stage presence, people often forget that many idols also work behind the scenes, writing and producing their own music. In addition to this mission, a new battle was also announced, the 1 versus 1 position battle. Each girl will choose a position, whether it be main vocal, main dancer, etc. The winner will automatically advance into Part 2 of the show, while the losing contestant has to move to ground and face elimination. This is going to bring some interesting television. Also, Mnet has been teasing a feud between the main vocalists, Jungwon and Jiwon, for like the past 2 episodes. In episode 4, we saw Jiun give Jungwon the cold shoulder. And in this episode, we saw the same tension behind the 2 members, when Jiun ignored Jungwon again. Personally, I wish Mnet wouldn't focus so much on the personal drama between the members. We already know that not everyone's going to get along. There will always be cliques and tension, especially when they have to live together and compete for parts. I don't know if Mnet is building up this drama for episode 6, but hopefully we get some backstory or they just drop it all together. Well, that's my recap for episode 5. This might be my last recap, unless you guys really want me to keep on going. I'll still be watching the show, but it's really up to you guys. So make sure to give this video a comment and like. And in the comments, let me know which stage you like the best, or if you discovered any hidden gems like I did. As always, thank you for watching, and enjoy your stay.